This is Akashvani. Time for a weekly program, Our Guest. I hand over the mic to the show host, Nitish Arora, for the same.
A few months ago, I was at Prayagraj covering Mahakumbh, the Kumbh of Kumbhs. While wandering through the Mela Kshetra, I see this very lanky young man with a huge lens camera and with the looks of most probably a foreigner, because very eagerly looking at all the sadhus and trying to click them. Our program composition on Kumbhavani channel had all kind of perspectives to be covered. So I thought, why not to approach this man and ask him what exactly is he looking for in his pictures. So he turned out to be a freelance professional photographer from Delhi itself, Amit Kagra. Amit, that's how you have landed up in our studio today. Welcome to our guest.
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर इनवाइटिंग मी हियर. और मैं बहुत सालों से ऐसा अपने मन में आई यूज्ड टू विजुअलाइज. आकाशवाणी सुनने वाली श्रोताओं को मेरा प्यार भरा नमस्कार.
Friends, that you've got the Pyar Bhara Namaskar. Now let's try to explore a little further as to what exactly is freelancing photography. Amit, freelancing photography? What exactly is this? And lots and lots of youngsters are interested in photography. How good and bad is this idea of being a freelancer?
To be very honest, when I started a decade back, I had no idea that there's a term called freelancing photography as such. So there was a time when I left my corporate job, and at that time, 2013, Mahakumbh Mela was there. So I thought कि मुझे कुंभ मेला में जाना है. अब जाना है तो कुछ चाहिए मेरे को तस्वीर खींचने के लिए. मेरे पास एक सोनी साइबर शॉट था, छोटा था, बट आई वांटेड अ बिगर वन. ठीक है, वो कैमरा आया, मैं वहाँ गया. सो आई फेल्ट एट ईज. आई रियलाइज
that is 2013.
Yes. मुझे लगा कि ये तो एक अलग ही दुनिया है. द वर्ल्ड ऑफ द लेंस ऑल्सो एंड द वर्ल्ड विच एग्जिस्टेड फॉर दोज X number of days in Kumbh Mela.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
It's a different world. I felt a bit more freedom. I felt bit more easiness. फिर मुझे ये भी realize हुआ when I am on the streets, I can do things in my own way. There is no set guidelines that you have to follow step number 1, step number 2, 3, 4 to lead to a step number 100. Now, I can do a step number 2 first. I can do a step number 13 first. In the end, I will reach step number 100, which is the end destination. But मैं उसको किसी भी तरीके से जा सकता हूँ लेकर. तो वो मुझे एक freedom महसूस हुआ.
So you were in a corporate job.
Yes.
In 2013, which means you have done your professional degree?
I did my MBA in Agribusiness Management from Vamnicom. It's under Ministry of Agriculture in Pune. I wanted to understand the rural market. So I felt at that time, understanding the agribusiness scenario in the country is my way to go into the rural marketing sector.
So when were you bugged with this photography thing? Because there's a totally different streams.
During my graduation, I realized that I'm a very visual person. The complex diagrams, I used to mug it up, like visually.
The diagrams?
Yes,
okay.
diagrams.
So you got a photographic memory like
So
that.
to speak. Technically मुझे नहीं पता था मेरे पास ऐसी memory है, but so to speak. ऐसा मैंने कुछ सोचा नहीं था कि मैं I will walk on this path. It just happened.
So 2013 you got a camera, but you were working with the camera before that also.
Yes, I was.
But 2013 you went for the Mahakumbh, and
Yes.
that was kind of a watershed point in
Yes.
your career. So then you left your corporate job?
Yes, there was some personal situations at home, so I thought कि I needed to leave the job. So job तो कभी भी होती रहेगी. So I thought to devote some time in the personal
you don't
space.
sound like an Indian. Job तो कभी भी होती रहेगी. यहाँ तो jobs are such a big thing that by chance if you get a job, you would not like to leave it, because it's unlike in the West, wherein if they are happy with the job, they'll continue and then they will leave it just like that and jump on to something else. You jumped on to something else, which was very challenging in the year 2013. Yes. Were you married at that time?
Yes, I was.
And you were allowed to leave the job?
No, it was a collective decision.
Okay.
Because there was some family emergency and...
so there was no collateral damage in that?
Nothing as such in terms of material aspects, but yes, ये मुझे उस टाइम पे एहसास नहीं हुआ था ऐसा. मुझे बाद में एहसास हुआ कि जॉब छोड़ना फिर बाद में कॉर्पोरेट जॉब में आना as a male in Indian society is very difficult.
You went for an assignment of Mahakumbh in 2013 as a photography, and what were the outcomes? I mean, were your photographs so amazing that they got a ready market to sell and you thought, oh, this is a better alternative?
No, immediately उसमें रिएक्शन नहीं था. उसका रिएक्शन कुछ सालों के बाद आया था. बट वहाँ जाने के बाद मुझे ये महसूस हुआ कि इस फील्ड में कुछ किया जा सकता है. एंड आई हैव द कैपेसिटी एंड कैपेबिलिटी बोथ. समटाइम्स कैपेसिटी नहीं होती है, कैपेबिलिटी होती है, एंड वी इंटरमिक्स इट. तो मुझे लगा आई बिलोंग इन टू दिस फील्ड. एंड ऑल्सो व्हेन आई एम आउट इन द स्ट्रीट्स, I feel more alive. मैं जिस तरीके से सोसाइटी को देखता हूँ या समाज को देखता हूँ या अपने सामने वाली सिचुएशन को देखता हूँ, अगर मेरे पास लेंस है या कैमरा है तो इट एक्ट्स एज अ फिल्टर फॉर मी एंड इट हेल्प्स मी इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग अ सिचुएशन इन मच मोर कोहेसिव वे इंस्टेड ऑफ मी मैं सिर्फ
That's
अपनी
right,
आंखों
that
से
you are
देखूं.
understanding it, but making others understand it and earning money
Yeah,
for
yeah.
yourself. I mean, that is a decade later now.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you regret it or you
No,
feel
no.
that it is very good? And then let our listeners know that how does a freelancer photographer works? How does he manages the finances? Where does the moolah comes from?
That's the $1 million question, isn't it?
There's a three.
There are three worth $1 million each. मनी डज कम इन, बट उसमें ये हमें स्टार्टिंग में क्या, जब हम बोलते हैं कि मैं फ्रीलांसर फोटोग्राफर हूँ, हमें ये भी याद रखना होता है कि मैं उसका मार्केटियर भी हूँ, मैं अकाउंटेंट भी हूँ. देयर इज नो वन एल्स. आई एम द ओनली वन हु इज टू डू एवरीथिंग, राइट? नाउ द रिएक्शन टू द फोटोग्राफ्स दे डू कम, बट इट डजंट मीन दैट इफ टुडे आई एम टेकिंग अ पिक्चर and I'm expecting that tomorrow or day after tomorrow there's like a good number of reactions to it. It takes time. कभी कभी होता है that the project is beforehand, then you take the photographs based on the brief. Sometimes you go out in the field, you create your own project, you take pictures based on certain scenarios that you have, and then after that you approach the client that okay fine, I have this story, I have these kind of pictures. And it's not only about one picture that I have pictures. It's mostly about there are these number of pictures and these kind of stories that can be woven around with these pictures. So that's how I approach stakeholders.
Which means that your experience and your exposure to the marketing with the MBA degree is helping you out as a photographer also.
Yeah, absolutely. Marketing background has really helped me more so because of the how to create your own brand, how to effectively convey your message to the client. Sometimes you may think, fine, I have a very brilliant idea and it will work wonders, but the client say, no, it doesn't cut a cake for us. So how to go about it? So then you have to find ways. You have to find ways as in the client is also happy and you are also happy. So I have learned that it's with time, it has got less to do with your own personal satisfaction per se, because in the end it's a business. It's not about freelancing photography, it's nothing else. It's just pure business. Now this realization people forget in the beginning because the charm of creating a photograph, traveling to the locations is such that we forget that in the end it's like running a normal business.
Photography is an art, and between art and business, you find yourself as a business photographer or an artist.
That's a constant struggle. There are days when I find more towards leaning towards the business aspects of it, but there are days when I find myself towards more the artistic expressions of it. And that's the challenge, to maintain the fine balance between it. I cannot go on one side of the pendulum and then ignore the other one. If I ignore the other one, then there's an imbalance and the business or the way I do work may suffer in near future.
So when did you leave your job? 2013 itself?
2013.
And now almost a decade. Tell us about the journey of you as a photographer. What were the struggles like? What were the potholes? What were the kind of challenges that you faced and overcame?
Emotional challenges, cultural challenges, financial challenges, of course. So these are the harsh realities, which in the beginning we may not even realize that they are, or even if we realize it, we may not realize the intensity of these challenges. These challenges have helped me evolving as a person, and the way I look at situations right now. I would not have been sitting here if I had not gone through all those challenges a decade. We need to understand, back then there was freelancing photography was not a buzzword, which it is now. Now it is freelancing photography or freelancing business because of the external variables and how the economy is shaping up post-COVID, right? But back then it was not even a buzzword. So things just happened.
And now the clients approach you, or still the same, you have to go through the same rigorous process of trying to look for assignments and pitch yourself in and compete with other freelancer photographers?
Yeah, it's both ways. If I am lucky, sometimes clients do approach. Clients, yes, I need to really work hard pitching to the clients also. Finding the right kind of clients. It's not, I need money, so I'll go for any clients. There has to be some sort of ethical values attached to what I do. Of course, if you're beginning in your 20s, you may not realize all of this, right? At this juncture of my life, I am at a position that I can say, yes, this is feeling more in alignment with what I am, with what I'm thinking. Then only I will approach this XYZ client. Else, I may not.
As a photographer nowadays, the person who is earning maximum, somebody who is doing photo shoots for the weddings.
Yeah.
And I understand perhaps you are not doing that.
No, I'm
so
not.
Apart from that, So, what is exactly is your passion, and what do you shoot?
I'm not saying weddings are easy, but comparatively, weddings are the one main area where, as a photographer, you do get money comparatively easier than the other platforms.
And the budgets are very high.
And
these
the
days.
budgets are very high. Also, the way our society functions, it's very challenging for the art to flourish, for an artist to flourish in that sense. So in the beginning, I started more or so as a landscape photographer, but then I slowly realized that when I'm on the streets, when I am attending, say, rural fairs, melas, I feel more alive. Because there, I feel that the people who are coming to the melas, they have also left inhibitions or daily routines, stresses back at home. They're also free, they're also happy. So it becomes easy for me to connect with them, and it becomes easy for them to connect with me also. So on the streets right now, I am more or less right now street travel photographer space. I'm into it right now.
And that sells.
That sells, but you need to know within that space what sells. Like street photography, yes, but what kind of street photography sells? Especially in Indian context. Like most of my clients till now has been from outside India. So I know the challenges in the Indian ecosystem in terms of finding the clients.
Unfortunately, we do not have that much of time to dig a little deeper, but I have kind of asked most of the questions that were there in my mind. If there is anything else you want to share with people who are listening, with enthusiast photographers who are listening, anything that you want to share and tell to them that how difficult or easy it is, so anything that you want to share with the upcoming photographers.
So based on experiences of doing photo workshops and conducting photo walks, what I feel is people need to respect this area of creative field also. It's not like I have a camera or I have a mobile, oh fine, I'll take some pictures. Fine, anyone can take a picture. It's just a click of a button. But do you have the interest or capacity or capability to create a story of multiple photographs, to weave a story in a common thread? Now that's the challenge. Now within that thread, story number one, story number two, how it evolves. Do you have a passion to capture the essence of human connection? That this is where the challenge is. Fine, the practical challenges are there, financial challenges. To the new budding, aspiring freelancer photographers, or be it in any creative field, I would suggest always have a plan B, always have a backup option. Give yourself some time. There will come a time when you will have doubt. If you do not have any doubts, it means you are not on the right path. People will question your decisions. People will say, what are you doing? Why? Where's the income? Where's the money? Money will flow if you are doing whatever you are doing with the inner conviction. If you are doing it only for the money, then this is not the right field.
You said plan B. What's your plan B, Mr. Amit Kagra?
I'm still figuring it out. No. I have plan B. I have started working on it. So it's not only just about clicking photographs, going to places like Kumbh Mela and all. I do offer photo workshops, photo prints, photo walks, personal consultations, business, because I've done my MBA, right? So I use that knowledge in helping small individual business owners.
I really have to conclude it because there is not much time left. Friends, it is said that a good photograph is worth 1,000 words. But as Amit said, that even if you're a good photographer, you still need to knit a story among those photographs if you want to be a freelance photographer. There are struggles, many struggles, there are pitfalls, but then you should also have your plan B. So our plan B, those of you who are listening to this on the radio, perhaps you will not be able to enjoy his photographs. So our plan B is that we are also available on YouTube these days.
Yeah.
And we are leaving you with lots of his photographs on the YouTube link of ours. Do click that YouTube link. Amit Kagra. It was fabulous talking to you. It was fabulous when I saw you working in the field. You were so intense covering those sadhus. And for a moment, I thought that perhaps you will leave your bag there and accompany one of the sadhus and come back on next
That
month.
was my first initial reaction also at that time. But yeah, thank you so much. It was really wonderful connecting with you at that time. What a chance encounter.
Thank you. And I think you had this ambition of facing the microphone and letting the people say that आकाशवाणी के सभी श्रोताओं को मेरा नमस्कार. आप जाते जाते भी कह सकते हैं.
आप सभी को, जितने भी सुनने वाले श्रोताओं को मैं यही कहना चाहूँगा, हमेशा अपनी दिल की सुने, दिमाग को समझें और दिल की सुने.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You were listening to the weekly program Our Guest that is broadcast every Monday at 9:15 a.m. Don't forget to tune in next week, same day, same time and same frequency for more on Our Guest. Have a nice day.